Good morning, everyone. So, as we are starting with a new topic, that is gait. It is the biomechanics of gait. So today we will talk about the introduction of why we are doing gait analysis and what is the purpose of the gait analysis. So first is to assist with understanding the gait characteristics of the particular disorder. So why we are doing this gait analysis? So first purpose of this is we have to understand that what kind of characteristic that person or that disabled person having during the walking or during in his or her gait in his or her gait characteristic of the particular disorder. Means has whatever disorder is having that person, so we have to assess, then we have to check that, and we have to understand about that gait and about that problems which are facing by the patient. Second is identify and describing the gait deviation present or typically present in specific disorder. So second is we have to identify and also we have to describe the gait deviations. So that we will see into the detail about the gait deviation and all. And so what are the gait deviation present into the patient, or what are the problems that patient is facing, that we have to explain, and that we have to correct into the patient. Third purpose of that is determining the balance, endurance and energy expenditure and the safety. So third one is we have to determine about the balance. So balance and the gait, which is mainly they coordinate with each other. So third one is we have to determine the balance and to determine the endurance as well as the energy expenditure and the safety. So this next purpose is that determine the functional ambulation and the capabilities of the patient in relation to the functional ambulation demands of the home and community. So also we are doing gait analysis for that person who is disabled, and due to that person having what kind of capabilities and what kind of incapabilities of that person having, that we have to determine and that we have to check, and according to that we have to give ambulation training to the patient. Next is classify the severity of the disability. So how much disability the patient having, that we have to describe, and that we have to analyze about the disabilities, and also we have to identify as well as the identify and also and what analysis, and we have to analyze the gait pattern of the patient, and also we have to identify the mechanism of the gait about the patient. Next is for selection of intervention by guiding therapist in. So what kind of what selection of the for the selection of the intervention, so what kind of treatment we have to give that patient, and what kind of training we have to give that patient. So for that purpose we are doing gait analysis. So for the determining need for the adaptive, assistive or orthotic prosthetic supportive devices like orthosis, like prosthesis, and other supportive devices like sling or something else. So for that we have to analyze that person about the gait. Next is for selection of effective treatment and guide the therapist. So last is about the assessment. So gait analysis for assessment, and now it is for treatment. So what kind of treatment we have to give that patient, like for the guidance of this we have to check the gait analysis for that patient, like for the therapeutic exercises, या फिर endurance training, strengthening or stretching training, for balance training. For this purpose we are doing the gait analysis. Next is content. So what kind of content and what kind of gaits, which is initiation, and what are the type of the gait that we will see into this videos or into this video. So first of all, introduction of the gait. So it is the translatory progression of the body as a whole produced by the coordinated rotatory movement of the body segment. So what is the gait? So gait means it is the translatory progression of the body as a whole, means whole translation of the body from one place to another place by walking that we are doing, and the whole means it will produce by the coordinated rotatory movements of the body segment. Second is lower extremity. So especially lower extremity, it will support and carry the weight of the head, arms and trunk, which is known as the HAT, means support the head, arms and trunk. So which will include the head. So head which will constitute about 75% of the total body weight, with the head and arm contributing about 25% of the body weight and the trunk contributing about the remaining 50 parts. So head, arms and the trunk, which will include in this, it will constitute about 75% of the total body weight. Next, among them 25% of the body weight which will carry out by the head and arm, and remaining 50% of the 50% is carried out by the which is carried out by the trunk. So now there are three main tasks in the walking, which is given by the Rancho Los Amigos, and these three main tasks is: first is weight acceptance, second is single limb support, and third one is swing limb advancement. So first is weight acceptance, which is given by the Rancho Los Amigos, which is important. So it has three main tasks. First is weight acceptance, second is single limb support, and third is swing limb advancement. So second is gait initiation. So what is the gait initiation? Which is defined as a stereotype activity, and it will include the series or sequence of the event that occur from the initiation of movement to the beginning of the gait cycle. So it will so basically gait is defined as a gait cycle. So whole cycle from where we will lift the leg, and when we will put when the opposite leg we will put into the onto the floor. So this whole cycle will known as the gait cycle. So next is what is gait initiation? So gait initiation means when the gait cycle is beginning. So during this beginning stage, which is known as the gait initiation. Now gait initiation, which will begin in the erect standing posture, which will start with the erect standing posture with an activities. During this time, tibialis anterior and the vastus lateralis muscle will be activated during the gait initiation position, and in this, in conjunction with an inhibition of the gastrocnemius muscle also. So during this time, gastrocnemius muscle will be will go into the inhibition. Second is bilateral concentric contraction of the tibialis anterior muscle, which will result in a sagittal torque, and that inclines the body anterior from the ankles, and it will leads to movement of the central of pressure, either posterolateral or posteromedial. So during this time, so the whole body weight will be shifted about it will be shifted during either the posterolateral side or the supported side. It means posteromedial side. So body weight or the center of point or center of gravity will be shifted during the swing side or the supported side, means posteromedial side. And this tibialis anterior muscle, which will act as a bilateral concentric contraction, and also it will result into the sagittal torque. Next is abduction of the swing or hip almost, that we will see into the next video. And if you have any doubt about that, then you can tell me. So next remaining part is gait initial type of the gait analysis, like in kinematic and kinetics, and what are the phases of the gait cycle, that we will see into the next video. And gait cycle will contain in stance phase, swing phase, and other. So that we will see into the next video. Thank you.